Okay, I think I'm live, so I'm just waiting for some people to join. Then we will start the session. I'm sharing the link. Okay, two people watching now. Okay, I think I'm live, so I'm just waiting for some people to join. Then we will start the session. I'm sharing the link. So you may type in the chat. So who are exactly in this live session? So today we are going to discuss regarding the topic that is static. Okay. So exactly what is static? People watching now. Okay, I think I'm live, so waiting for some people to join. So exactly what is static? Static is basically a keyword. Okay, so in C programming, static is a keyword, and mainly when we are going to discuss regarding the static, static is not only a keyword. Static is as well as it is a storage plus. Storage plus in C. Okay, it is also a storage plus. Suppose and in three types of way we can use basically static like we can use within a function, we can use static function, we can use also static variable at file scope. These are the three sections we may use. The first one we may define like this. Suppose the first one, static variable, static variable inside a function, inside a function. Second one we may use like this, static function, static function. And the third one we may use this using a static variable at file scope. So these are the three ways we may use static. And static is basically important for the scenario exactly where we have to implement basically that is you may say that is the short questions of or the pseudocode sections. So most of the questions in the interview rounds come from the static concepts. Okay, so we may check exactly how static works. So in the first example, suppose where I have taken this example, that is static variable inside a function. Okay, so I'm just writing the code first, then I'm explaining. So here suppose I am writing a function like void fun, and then first bit open, first bit close, and the curly brace is open and close, and now I am declaring a variable like static int count equals to 0. Okay, and then count plus plus. Fine. And the next line I am writing here, printf within double quotation I may write like this, count equals to percentage of d, then slash of n for new line, and then I am trying to print the value of count. Okay, and now I am trying to print like this. Suppose fun, I am calling it first time, I am calling it second time, and the third time. Okay, okay, fine. So now I am executing this code. So now I am exactly executing this code, and I will try to get the output. Then the output is exactly what is the output? Output is 1, 2, and 3. Correct. So here the output is 1, 2, 3. Okay. So now why it is 1, 2, 3? Why it is 1, 2, 3? Basically, in case of static, when I am using static keyword before a variable, then within that scope, okay, that variable will exist. Similarly, where for suppose here I am calling in the line number 18, I am calling fun. Okay, so after execution of this line, it will execute these three lines. Static int count equals to 0, count plus plus, then the value of count will be 1. Then I am trying to print the value, then obviously the value of count will be 1. Similarly, second time I am calling fun again. But now when I am calling the fun again, then this line will not be executed for twice. It will not be executed. Okay. because in case of static, initializations will be only for the first time. So here it will not be executed. Then what was the previous value of static? Previous value of static variable count, previously it was 1. So now count variable, it will be incremented like 1 plus 1, 1 plus 1, that is 2. So that's why we are getting 2 here. Similarly, third time, when I am calling this fun again, then count plus plus. Previously it was 2, now it will be 3. Now I am trying to print the value, then it will be 3. Okay. But if I am removing this static from here and I am trying to execute this one, then each and every time I will get 1. Why? Because when I am trying to call fun, then it will initialize the value of count by 0, then count plus plus, then it will be 1, and then I am trying to print the value, then obviously it will be 1. Okay. Second time, when I am calling this fun, then here again it will be initialized. That is the basic difference between normal function and the static. Okay, when I am using static keyword before a variable, then that variable will be initialized only for the first time. But now if I am removing that static variable, then again it will be initialized, and then in each and every time I will get the same value. So this is the basic concept of static here. Okay, I think it is clear. If you have any doubt, then obviously you may drop a message or drop a chat. Okay, then I will pick your question. So in the second part, if I'm trying to execute like this, suppose I'm just changing this section. Suppose here I'm writing static in add, and then I'm trying to write x and y. Okay, and then return x plus y. Here this is basically return type of a function. Now in the return type section, I am writing static int. Okay, in the return type section, I am writing static int. Okay, fine. Now within the main, I am writing printf, then result equals to percentage of d and then slash n. Then again, I am writing here suppose like at 2,3. Okay, now guess what will be the output. Okay, now I am executing this code. Then output will be 5. So in this section, basically in this section, I have declared this function. Basically, I am declaring this function or declaring this function with the return type, that is static int. So using this static, obviously we can also write this function like static int add. Okay. Suppose if you are writing a code in Java, so there we write suppose public static void main, right? Similarly, that is another scenario, but here also we may write like static int add. Yes, this is possible. Okay, in this way we may write. Fine. The detailed explanation, obviously I will add also website link of code window. So from there, this I have explained each and everything there in that article. So you may read that article as well. Okay, I will add that link in this description box. Similarly, in the third section, static variable at a file scope. So obviously that is also possible. Suppose like it is a global variable section. In the global variable sections, we may write like this. Suppose static int count equals to 0. Okay, here it is. Here I have written this one. Then suppose I am writing void oh, and then I am writing count plus plus. Okay, and in the next line I am writing void this one like this, and then I am writing printf, then count equals to percentage of d slash of n, and again count. Okay, okay, fine. So now here I'm just calling the functions. Okay, okay, fine, and then fine. Okay. So now I am executing this code. Now the value of count equals to 2. Correct. The value of count equals to why it is 2. Why it is 2? Suppose what is the value of count initially? That is 0, and it is in the global declaration, right? In the global declarations, I have written like count equals to 0. I have written here. Correct. So now when I have written count equals to 0 at the top I have written. Now within the main function I am calling fw, that is a foo function. So here count will be incremented by 1. What will be the value of count? Count will be 1. Okay, the value of count after calling this line, after execution of this line, it will be count equals to 1. Now foo will be executed again. Foo will be executed again. And we are using static variable, though it is in the global declaration sections, but again we are declaring as a static variable. Okay, so now the value of count will be incremented by 1 again, and here the value of count will be 2. Okay, here the value of count will be 2. Next time when I am trying to execute bird, then this function will be executed and then count value will be executed. So here we will get the value of count equals to 2. So that's why our output is 2. So this is the basic concept. In the basic scenario, if we are trying to compare this with a function, so in the function sections we can check exactly that there is if I'm trying to execute that function repeatedly or more than one time, then each and every time the variable will be initialized. But the basic difference with normal function and the static function or the static variable mainly, the differences is that, so if I'm calling a function that contains a static variable, that will be initialized only for the first time of the function calling, but from the second time it will not be executed or it will not be initialized. So that is the basic difference of between a normal function and the static function. So I think up to this it is clear. So whatever I have written here or whatever I have executed, so please try at your home as well. And if you have any doubt, then please in the comment section please mention then what is exactly your doubt. Then we will try to explain the same thing in the next video. Okay, so up to this please stay tuned and please like and subscribe this channel. If you are new, please like and subscribe and also share this channel with your friends and colleagues. So, okay, then bye. We'll meet in the next video.